Batteries have become one of the most important and most used equipment these days. Batteries are used where the power supply is not regular, where low voltage is required. But do you know how batteries are made in factories? So in this video, we will know how alkaline batteries are made in factories, step by step. The first step in production is making the steel container, which is the basic structure of a conventional alkaline battery. The body of the battery is made of a hollow steel drum. This drum contains all materials of the battery and it also serves as the cathode of the battery. The positive terminal of the battery is projected from the top of this drum. In an alkaline battery, the cathode actually doubles as part of the container, and the second step is all about it. Huge loads of the constituent ingredients manganese dioxide, carbon black and electrolyte are delivered by train in factory and mixed in a very large batches. The mixture is then granulated and pressed or compacted into hollow cylinders called preforms. Depending on the size of the battery being made, several preforms may be stacked on top of another in a battery. Alternatively, the series of preforms can be replaced by an extruded ring of the same material. The preforms are next inserted into a nickel-plated steel containers. The combination of the preforms and the steel containers make up the cathode of the battery. An indentation is made near the top of the containers and an asphalt or epoxy sealant is placed above the indentation to protect against leakage. In the third step, a paper separator soaked in the electrolyte solution is then inserted inside the steel containers against the preforms. The separator is made from several pieces of paper laid at cross grains to each other like plywood. Looking down at open can, one would see what looks like a paper cup inserted into the can. The separator keeps the cathode material from coming into contact with the anode material. As an alternative, a manufacturer might use a porous synthetic fiber for the same purpose. The anode goes into the battery containers in fourth step. It is a gel composed primarily of zinc powder along with other material including a potassium hydroxide electrolyte. This gel has the consistency of very thick paste. Rather than a solution, it is chemically a suspension in which particles do not settle, though an appropriate filter could separate them. The gel does not fill the can to the top of so as to allow space for the chemical reaction that will occur once the battery is put into use. Though the battery is able to produce electricity at this point, an open cell is not practical and would exhaust its potential rapidly. The battery needs to be sealed with three connected components. The first, a brass nail or long spike, is inserted into the middle of the can through the gel material and serves as a current collector. The second is a plastic seal and the third a metal end cap. The nail, which extends about 2/3 of the way into the can, is welded to the metal end cap and then passed through the plastic seal. This seal is significantly thinner in some places than in others, so that if too much gas builds up in the can, the seal will rupture rather than the entire battery. The opposite end of the container, which is the positive end of the battery, is then closed with a steel plate that is either welded in a place or glued with an epoxy type cement. Before the battery leaves the factory, a label is added identifying the type of battery, its size and other informations. The label is often paper that is simply glued to the battery. So that is how alkaline batteries are made in factories to give power to your remotes, clocks and so many other items. Hope you have learned something useful today. Still, if you have any questions, you can fill the comment section and please don't forget to share your love through like, share and subscribe our channel.